My friends, I have been hit by a wave of inspiration. And when I do these intros talking directly to you, I usually forget about the logo. So cue the logo, cue the music, welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft, and in front of us is this glorious tower which we worked on in the last episode because inside of it we squeezed in a seagrass farm which we are going to use for future projects. And I was hit with a lot of inspiration working on this because I realised what the towers were all about. You see, it's been a while since we've done one of these, but it's just about introducing interesting shapes, patterns and designs and seeing where they go. And so recently in my creative world I've been struggling because around this mushroom farm here I had a big old box of white concrete and I didn't know what to do with it. I just wasn't thinking of any shapes or designs that felt interesting to me. So yes, last episode's time around the tower really did it for me, and I found a design that I think links the jungle to the desert. And so, you know how we roll, we're going to do a mega time lapse. I'm failing to land on the beacon. The beacon is actually the first thing that we're going to tear down here, because we just got to make a couple of changes in this area, and then we can start construction. The next thing to go is the Phantom Farm, and unfortunately this tower design won't actually accommodate it. Which I know was the plan, but I feel like the design is more important at this stage. I don't think we're even going to need to farm this stuff again for the rest of the season. And then down the bottom here, it's all about the landscaping. As you'll see, the land is a fair bit higher over at this point than it is on the opposite side. So I'm going to have to grab the shovel and rip out some of this. Also on this side we got some trees and bushes that are going to need taking care of too. And quite a lot of it as well. As you can see, it's rather ugly at the moment, but we've carved out the space needed for the base. This thing is kind of massive and it actually is going to end up leaving a lot of the tower exposed as I've had to remove the jungle around it. So we'll probably end up planting more trees closer to the shoreline. I've also got to sort out this river later on, but right now we need to focus on the building. And of course that means resource gathering, but fortunately I'm prepared and I have done everything, and it squeezes into these 5 shulker boxes. These are the materials we're going to need to construct this thing. As you can see, quite a lot here, but we are all ready to go. It feels so right to bring another tower into this area. It's just been too long basically, and I'm glad in the time lapse that we got to see this thing at night, because that's when it really shines. It's got a lovely glow to it, and that is because behind the honey blocks we have some glowstone. There are also these little end rods hanging off the edge of some of these blocks. As you can see, some of them are missing though. I still need to go around and just fix a few things here and there. For example, I see a hole up in this space, and also we've got a whole bunch of them on the side. Those are not going to be windows. We're actually going to put some mushroom blocks in those spots. And we've also got a ton of transforming work to do around the base of this tower. Before we start with any of that stuff, we're going to hop over into a creative world. So here is the original design, and earlier I commented on getting stuck with this big fat box. Well, that is actually the slice in the middle. I wanted to do a wonky tower, which we have. It leans over to one side, but then the finishing touch was coming up with this shape to wrap around it. And as you can see, we actually started off with white concrete, and it just wasn't good enough, and I eventually settled on using a mix of sandstone blocks. But it was almost so that I went in an entirely different direction, potentially originally looking at changing this to sandstone, and something about that just wasn't quite right. And as you know, in this game there are many blocks, and when you got access to something like World Edit, it's super fun just to change out materials and see what something could look like with a different one. For example, we've been using a lot of dry kelp lately, and you know what? It's kind of got a little bit of a charm to it. And what's unique about this build is that you can kind of make a selection that slices through this way and only selects the part that you want to change, and then you can do it in the other axis as well, so we can change all of this white concrete. And as you can see, with commands you can just make your build become something entirely different. And as you can see behind me, you can just get all types of carried away trying out different color combinations and blocks, and I had a lot of fun doing that, but it didn't take me long to settle on the white and the sandstone over here, which, as I've said, ties together our original theme with the desert. So back here on Hermitcraft, I've taken a moment to tidy up the end rods on either side, put in all of the carpets, and yeah, we're missing some blocks here. These missing blocks are mushroom stems, a really great building block, but a pain to harvest a lot of, and Grian actually created this build with a ton of them, so I figured that he might have gotten some in excess in the process of creating this. And I guess if they're for sale, they're probably going to be over here at the barge. Well, there are a lot of things for sale here, but sadly no mushroom blocks. And let's address the idiot in the room. I just said, and let's address the idiot in the room. I meant the elephant in the room, but clearly there's an idiot in this room. Do you know who it is? It's me. So I had a bad feeling about buying out Grian stock, and reading my comments, yeah, seems like a terrible idea. We're giving him tons of diamonds, but as many of you pointed out, he got all this cobble and stone from digging a massive hole, and it's basically a side product, it's waste, and I've brought all of his waste. Jeez. Well, my friends, when you make a bad decision in life, you just got to get on with it. It's time to move on to the next thing. Let's forget about those diamonds. Fortunes may have changed. Maybe not 200 diamonds worth, but it turns out I've actually already harvested some of this stuff, so that saves me some time. And with that time, we're going to work on the surrounded area. Got all of this filled in, did it with exactly one block to spare. And I've got a feeling that today's episode is going to be a musical one, because I got the itch to do all sorts of building, and that usually lends itself pretty well to time lapses. So anyway, we know that this area needs tidying up. I mentioned it already. We've got a tree to cut down. We're going to strip back some of the sand and open up this river that runs round the corner. It runs dry. It doesn't look right. Also, look at this. Found some friends hanging out in a boat. Will the creeper explode and blow up some blocks? Because it's kind of technically in water. Ain't you, buddy? Ain't ya? Oh! Oh, he ruined that husk. So somewhere around here, I picture our glorious quartz paths meeting up and heading over to the new tower that we have built. That will probably start at the foot of this tower, and then it will have to make its way around the bamboo forest over to the front of this thing, which then got me thinking that we could link the paths up across the desert. And over here, we've got a bit of a problem. Obviously there's the problem with the mobs inside, but we got this big flat wall right here, and so I thought a bridge coming out of it would be a really cool way to connect it to this desert area. So this mighty tower might be complete on the outside, but we need to do the interiors. We want this area to be welcoming, have a cool design on the inside, right? And currently it is not that. Aha! We've got mobs in here! At the moment, only a zombie. A moment ago, loads of creepers just started pouring out of this thing. Hey, look, we've got a couple more. That guy totally just dropped 2 heads. How is that even possible? I don't think the loot tables are supposed to do that. It definitely just dropped 2 heads, right? And here on the old instant replay, you can see the mob is actually holding a cyan block. So this clearly means that it wasn't holding a head already and dropped 2 that way. So looks like we discovered a bug of some sort. So our next priority is to get this all lit up and safe and actually rip out a lot of the glass here and tidy up the inside so that it's presentable. We're going to introduce some blocks, do a little bit of interior decorating. I always enjoy that. Apparently, I didn't finish this wall over here either. Oh, and it's also possible for mobs to spawn up the top here, I guess, as well. They can spawn on the podzol, so we need a little bit of lighting here and there, and then I think this place is good. So, some land transformation and a big staircase down to the front here is going to work. Don't know about the path behind it yet, but the reason we dropped down so low, and yes, originally I was going to put the entrance at about this height, is so that it just ends up being level with the bridge that we're going to have going over there. I've also thought we could have one going in this direction as well. We could open this up, and as you'll see, it kind of goes straight across this river over towards the brewer, but not entirely sure what the plans are. What I've got over here is the same design again, but it doesn't look so great moving over into the desert. So I think actually what we might do is come up with a desert path block palette, and then I think this structure would probably look better if it were built out of sandstone. At the moment, you know, it kind of looks a bit wimpy. So we will leave it as is for now. If we do change the blocks over to sandstone, it's probably going to be a similar shape and size. So around it, one more thing I want to do before we get to these interiors is just kind of finalize the landscape around here, because there are no trees, all the bushes have been ripped out. We want to get more of that jungle right over to the very edge of this little island that this thing is built on. Well, after growing quite a few trees, this is my first time looking at it actually from the sky with the rockets. I'd say that around here it kind of looks like maybe we need some more bushes, but overall looking pretty good. So I've grown some trees and laid down bushes on this side as well. So I'll go back and probably do a second pass on that, but right now I'd like to turn our attention to this inside area where you can see I've already started to do a little bit of building. You see, inspiration hit me. I decided to use some beehives in the floor material, so we've lowered this all down a bit, and that means I'll have to get some lighting in here to make sure that things don't spawn on our path. But around the edges here, I want to incorporate some of these brown mushroom blocks. Now, sometimes when you're building, what you want to do is just kind of relax and throw down some blocks and see where it goes. In doing so, I think I'm finding my way to an interesting idea, and the ceiling of this room is really going to make or break it. But anyway, you can see I've introduced another block, or maybe not, because it's very similar to the brown, but that means it blends in nicely. And when it comes to lighting, kind of had to put the lights real close to the path to make sure that stuff wouldn't spawn on it. So where I've got this shape emerging, and kind of mirroring it into this corner, because symmetry, right? I didn't want to put the chests on this side or this side and not have something mirroring it. Then I realized that chests were going to be 2 blocks wide, and then it wouldn't line up with the path. And then eventually I kind of found my way to this idea. So what we'll do for storage is actually have barrels tucked away in this corner, which might look a little bit on the silly side, and then we can put all the items into them using hoppers like so. And do you know what? I think this is actually going to work. Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all, right? Oh look, there's some barrels. You can grab what you need from here. So, it's time for the big reveal. It's not that big, it's just some interior decorating. And I will say, I think the ceiling is great, but it would have worked better on a larger scale. And you can see it right there. We got red mushroom blocks dangling down between the structural shape of the brown blocks. Oh, it's just really cool. I like it, but like I said, probably would have worked better on a bigger scale. Now, as we go over in this direction, I kind of assumed that the room was a square, but it's actually off by a block in this direction. You'll notice there is double cyan over here, so I had to kind of pull everything back so this side could be symmetrical to this one over here. So once again, a very symmetrical room with a little bit of randomness here and there. And behind the scenes, I had to rewire the redstone to make all of this work, so it's now been moved into this spot, and then the redstone goes over the top there. You can kind of make out what's going on. And I also added a delay through the middle here, so the water activates on this side, then a little bit of a delay and it will activate on that side. And then as that finishes up, the second pulse should come through. So just means the water activates separate from one another, and that should reduce a little bit of lag here. And as always, chest monsters. However, we know we're not expanding this farm any higher. Look at that view. Looks crazy now it's all enclosed. I guess that means we get a couple boxes of resources back to use on other projects. But anyways, my friends, that is all we'll be doing in this area for the rest of this episode. And I've got to say, it was really great to bring in another tower to the area. We have got to do this more often. I want more towers going up in this place. I've got my inspiration for this project back. So my friends, we're moving on for this part of the episode, and as you might know, I do live streams after these episodes go out. However, today's is going to be way later in the evening, as it's part of a competitive event with some of the other hermits. So be on the lookout for that in the evening. As of right now though, we've got to head over to the mini-games area, and you can actually see there's quite a few hermits in the area because we're going to be playing some of these mini-games in this episode, and a couple of them have actually already been played, and the current score is tied, so everything is on the line. 4 games have been played, and it's tied to a piece. So I gave everyone the rundown on how dodgeball is played, and then we had 3 rounds, and I tell you now, it turned out really, really good.
Ready?
There we go.
Right.
The game has begun.
Go, run forward,
You
run
guys
forward,
pretend.
run forward.
Go for it!
Oh,
Nice!
2 and 1.
Nice!
Oh, they were quick on the response.
So now
All
we'll
right,
grab
all
one.
right, all right. Who's going?
the
Who's
ball?
going?
I'll grab
Okay.
one.
I can go.
All right, all
Oh,
right.
you go, Mumbo. Go, Mumbo.
Umbo.
Okay. Go Mambo. Go Mambo.
Go, Mumbo.
Oh!
Nice, nice.
Impulse is out of the
That's
game.
almost really embarrassing.
Oh!
Oh, we lost Scar.
All right, all right, I'll go.
Okay, I'm gonna faint him. I'm
Come
gonna
on.
faint him.
Okay. Oh, I missed.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I got him.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Are we winning?
Yeah,
Oh,
you got
so
3,
far,
they
yeah.
got 2.
I can see.
Who's got it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
I think
nobody
it's
has a
Ethan. I think
potion?
it's Ethan.
Which side is it?
I think they
it's
don't
Ethan,
know.
it's
Oh,
Ethan.
wow!
Let's go.
Oh!
Oh!
Okay.
Go,
Go, Mambo.
Kralis.
Kraus is going in. Come
You
on,
guys got this,
Kraus.
you guys got this.
Oh, no!
Oh dear.
Ooh! How did
This
XP
could be
get
an
that?
issue.
XP left! It landed right where
Yeah.
he was! He cheated!
X.
That was an
X,
amazing
what am I-
relog.
Wow, what a
Oh,
strat!
boy.
Wait,
Wow.
is
What a
reload
strat.
allowed?
Wow.
Yeah, that's cheats.
Look at this, they're psyching you out.
Oh,
Watch out, watch out.
Ooh,
Yes,
dodge.
nice.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Dodge.
Okay.
Dodge. Dodge.
All right, let's go,
Okay.
let's go.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
it.
direct
Oh,
hit!
nice. 2 to 1. 2 to 1.
Not messing
Okay, stay
around.
separate, guys.
Let's-
Stay separate.
Stay
Yep.
separate.
Nice!
Good job, good
Oh,
job.
Okay.
Okay, go on, Kralis. Go on.
It's gonna be hard to hit.
Got this.
One
Okay,
guy.
Oh, yeah.
Focus.
Oh!
Oh, that was amazing!
Hey!
Well done.
Bullseye!
Nice
Well
one,
done.
Carl.
Very
High
clutch.
five, Mambo.
No,
Oh, sorry.
thank you, Kralis.
Here we go. It's beginning. Round 2. It's on.
Oh, that's coming. Watch out.
Oh!
Oh!
Gloves.
Oh!
Nice, nice.
How many did you get there?
3!
3.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
baby, a triple.
A triple! Scar, I love the strategy.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You want me to throw this time? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hold on. I want to get the pharaoh head. Okay. All right. Ooh, who has the potion? Who has the potion?
It's in your hand. They see it. They know it's you.
Make sure you stay separate, guys, because
Yeah.
sometimes you
All right, don't run in front of me. Don't run in front of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. Oh,
Nice.
direct
I'm
hit.
trying to get Etho so close.
Stay separate. Stay separate.
Watch out!
Oh!
Okay.
Ooh.
2 to
Alright,
2.
alright.
2 to 2. Is it me or you, Scar?
You do it. You do it. You had the good.
Okay,
you had
okay.
the triple.
Okay. Oh, it's down to Etho and XB again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I was gonna log. Just
Of
wait and
course
see.
it's Etho. Am I right?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Trying to anticipate
Stay
movement.
separate.
Watch
Stay
out!
separate.
Okay, okay.
Good
It's your
job,
turn,
Good
Scar.
job. Good job.
Your turn, Scar.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, watch out!
Oh
Oh!
no.
Oh, my
Okay.
heads.
Okay.
Oh, this
Speed-Dubs,
is
you got
intense.
this. You got this.
Okay.
Bubbles. Don't let us
Make
down.
sure they don't know that you've got the potion, all right?
I'm just gonna try to anticipate. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a good
Got it.
throw.
Oh,
It's
he
a
can't
good
dodge
throw.
it.
It's a good throw.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh,
Good try,
GG.
man.
Oh man.
Okay. Oh man. Dang it.
Right, you ready?
Okay.
Okay, so
Here we go.
turn out.
Here we go.
Who's starting?
They're starting.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Right, everyone go to the
Wow.
barrels. I guess who wants
Yeah,
to
see,
take
this is,
them?
what, this is what I mean. We should have our potion already. Somebody from our team should have had it already.
Who has it?
Oh yeah.
As
The
they-
the
as they have,
instant.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Krallis, you do it.
Just
you
among
got a
you
good
decide
shot.
who's going to throw. That's it,
All right.
really.
Okay.
Got it right there. Etho in the front. Oh, they're all
Yeah, but he's in the
spacing
front, man.
themselves out.
Oh!
Oh, that was bad.
Oh!
We lost
our
our info, guys. I got an info. I got an info.
Okay,
It's there,
good.
go, watch out, watch out. It's there, go. Oh.
Oh!
Get the heads.
Watch out.
Uh-oh.
All right. All right.
Oh,
Shall I-
no.
I've got-
Just
Oh,
gotta
no.
come through big for us.
Oh, he's got
Okay.
a pulse.
Okay. You guys are a harder target to hit. You can still come
Yep.
back.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
job.
Nice. Nice.
All
Nice.
right.
All right. Get a
Your turn,
triple
your
here.
turn.
Get a
Get
triple.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're grouped in the back. They're grouped in the back. Oh.
Or zero.
Lucky.
I mean, it
Or
was almost
zero.
a triple. It
Yeah.
was
almost a triple.
I think Green has it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not certain though.
He
He
just spread
definitely
out.
does. The way he's moving.
Yeah.
The
Nope.
way he's moving.
Ren
It's
has
Etho.
Oh, all right.
All right,
That's
all right,
actually
all right,
Ren.
Okay, that is Ren, isn't it? Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
Oh.
Dang, everyone's getting better at dodging.
Yeah.
Okay, Scar.
That was
You
far
got
too
this.
soon.
about that one.
Gotta take my heads
have
and put
their
them in
instant
here. There we go. I'm all about the heads. Okay.
4v1.
you can
Let's
do
see it.
Go on, get the quad.
Clutch.
Get the quad. Oh,
They're enticing you. Look.
I know.
Don't
Just
hit
remember, you
XP.
got to
You
thgot to
can
throw
hit.
it over the wall.
So Scar,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Green's
yeah.
got a
Get
potion.
too close
Green's
yourself,
got a
yeah.
potion, so be
Yeah.
wary of the.
Don't hit them because it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Oh, I almost got Doc and Green together. Those two are gonna walk near each other.
No, they've got the
I
strategy.
feel like
down.
they're
They know what
blocking. I
doing.
feel like they're deliberately close, so when you throw it, it takes them out and you.
Every once in a
out.
while,
Yeah,
they,
exactly.
Green's going.
Yes!
No,
Okay, nice.
completely.
Scar, you're a one-man army at the moment.
You got this.
Sweaty. Just
You got this.
Maybe throw it
Come on,
upwards a
Scar.
little bit.
What would happen
Yeah.
if you would
Deep
bounce it
breath.
off the wall?
Over them.
Would they hit XP?
oh, come
Oh.
on, dang it! Who's got it? Did you want to
I
see?
think Green went to the thing.
Green.
Nice. Okay.
Watch out for that magma. If you die from magma, I'll be very upset. Why don't you throw it at the wall down at the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Stand
Good.
too
Same
close.
brain. Nice.
Doc has it. Doc
Oh, Doc has it.
What?
Get out of here,
Nice.
Doc.
Okay.
Come on now.
Good job.
Scar, you're a hard target. You're wily.
Oh.
Almost.
Watch out, watch out.
XB.
XB's
Okay,
grabbing.
yeah,
He's got it.
XB's got it.
XB's got it.
XP.
Nice.
Get out of here,
Oh.
XP.
Good job.
Get out of here.
Ooh, Doc and
No,
Green.
no.
Oh,
I need to
he was
gauge.
headed that way.
Right, Green's got it.
Green,
Green's got
Green.
it. Green's got it. Watch out.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh. You were so
We're
We're
close.
gonna
to
run
the
out of
magma then.
potions.
Yeah, you always
XP
went
took
straight
one.
into the magma.
No.
Watch out. XP has it.
Gosh, dang
XP has it. Watch out.
XP
Scar.
has it.
Watch
He's got
out!
it.
Oh!
Man, those instant potions, man.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they grabbed the potion beforehand, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
GG.
So yes, that was Dodgeball. I'm really happy with how the game turned out. That was fantastic. Tense last battle with Scar on his own. And it does mean that we're now trailing 3 to 2 points. But that, my friends, is it for this episode of Hermitcraft. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, leave a like. And in the next episode, we'll be doing some projects, but possibly playing some more mini games as well. So be on the lookout for that. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.